Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will see some basics of Visual Flow and we will see how we can update any record using Flow. So let's go back on admin setup and in quick find search for Flow. It should be available in workflow and approval menu. So here we see the path for Flow in classic Salesforce UI is like create workflow approvals, and below that we have Flow. Let's go and let's create a new flow by clicking on the new flow button here. And basically what demo or what is example I have here is like whenever we launch any flow, how to read a URL parameter in the variables declare in flow. So first of all, let's open a lead record for our demo purpose. So I'm going for lead tabs and let's open this record. So first of all, let's declare some variable you want to read from URL. So I'm saying, okay, let's read a variable lead ID, and I'm saying that okay, the type of variable is text and it should be input and output, so that we can read this variable. And let's say okay. Now create a sample screen here saying value of variable, something like that. Bring a text box here, or maybe we can display text simply saying okay, selected lead, give it a notice, selected lead record ID is, now let's select our variable here. So the variable is lead ID and mark it as a starting element by clicking on this green arrow and go back. I think I forget one thing on my variable. Just as always, best practice, always set a default value, because it would help you in the later part of flow to compare a variable to see if variable is still empty or not. So I'm saying go on global constant, mark is empty string, and that's it. Save it. Just on okay, name of the, so I will be saying basics of flow and save it. So it will saying a warning that the screen is connected to anything, so that's fine. This flow I want to be a single screen just to demonstrate you how to read a variable from URL. Now just note the name of the variable, it's a var lead ID. Now run a flow here. Now we can see variable is not set. So to set a variable, we will pass a variable saying var lead ID equals to, let's say, this ID, and enter it. Now see, this variable is very easily written in our flow. We can say any name, hey you there. I mean anything is possible. I mean this parameter we can read easily on our flow. So that's how it easy in flow to read a variable. So basically what next should we do? Maybe this example is not useful, but the use case I'm thinking is like, let's update first name of this lead record or whatever the lead record we are going to update on flow. And you might be thinking, why should I create a flow? Simply I can click on the edit button and I should be able to edit a lead record. But there might be scenario or might be implementation in your project that this lead is, let's say, customized completely using visualforce page, and let's say you have created a new field. Now to add a new field on the visualforce page, you have to code it, you have to change the visualforce page, you have to change a controller. If developers are very smart, they might be using a field set and your problem may be resolved by there only. But unfortunately that's not a case. If you override any visualforce page, to add any field on that page, we have to code it. Or there might be some other scenarios as well. So just see the power of flow and how we can update a variable. So basically what I'm going to do, I would be using same screen and I'm seeing selected lead record ID is something, then I will say okay, let's so drag a field there and now change a label saying enter. I'm saying enter new name for lead. I will say new first name for lead. Okay, so that's it. And for a while, so this is that screen, save it, and let's update this lead record. So if we go on palette, we have mini DML operation related here. So we have a record update component already here. So let's see what it says. Now to update any record, just a second, let me see. If we want to update a lead record, it says okay, so let's go on. I'm saying update lead. So the question comes, which lead record you want to update. So I'm saying any lead record with ID passed in URL. So this is the ID we are gonna pass here. Sorry, this ID. So and the variable name is var lead ID. So go back, we just created a variable. So I'm saying okay, where the lead ID is variable lead ID. So okay, it says okay, we got it, we want to update this lead record, but what do you want to update? So I'm saying okay, let's update first name by a value entered on the previous screen. So we have a lots of screen input, and this is a screen input on our previous screen, and I'm saying okay, first name should be entered by this, let's say okay, and just go back on our screen and make sure that user is entering this field. That means this field is mandatory. So I'm saying okay, let's make this field as a required. Okay, now connect this one. So let's connect this. So that's very basic, and once everything is done, let's create a new screen again, and I'm saying success message. Okay, and we will just display message and saying, just say anything, lead record updated successfully. That's fine, save it, and let's connect this. So that was easy one, and let's go back here, and I'm saying okay, let's launch Flow again, and we are saying that okay, name of variable, I will just cut paste here, and I want to update this field here, and I'm saying okay, so there is no lead record selected right now, so let's enter here. Now we said okay, this lead record is entered. I'm saying flow basics, very stupid name, anyways, flow basics, go on, and that's it. It says lead record updated. Go back here, let's try to refresh this record, and we see okay, that's awesome. Now you might be thinking okay, how should we trigger the flow? Well, triggering a flow is very easy. We can simply create a custom button here. We can set up this ID, and this ID would be available to this flow. So let's try to do that first. So let's create a custom button here. Do I see any custom button? Okay, buttons and links are there. Let's create a new button, and we are saying okay, we want button as update lead via flow. You can name it anything you like it. We want this on a detail page, and we are saying okay, this is going to be a new window, and URL is gonna something like, so just copy paste exactly same, and instead of, okay, this URL is wrong basically. Okay, anyways, let's go back on our, sorry, go back on name of variable name is var lead id. Now go back on custom button, basics of flow, and say var lead id. Let's try to open this URL first to see if this URL is working or not. Okay, that URL is working. Now the lead id should be the record id of current record, so I am saying okay, insert id here. Okay, do I see? Okay, here is lead id, so that's the URL. Save it. Okay, so we just added a button. Now edit this page layout of lead, because right now we have only few buttons, so just add newly created button here, and go back on button. We have this update lead record via flow, edit here. Okay, that's a quick action panel. Okay, save it. Now if you see update lead via flow, and when we click on this record, new window will appear, and exactly the flow is auto triggered. So that's easy, and we were able to update a record as well. Just a last part of video I want to show is a fault message. How to handle an error in flow. So okay, let's create a one validation rule here, and that validation rule will always fire. Let's say I just want to create an error message saying always error, and we are saying the condition would be always if lead name is not null. Okay, let's search for the first name. If first name we have blank method, sorry, if lead name is not equals to null, then we should give an error, and I'm saying always, any error message saying always error, and that's coming from validation rule. So save it. So but it's basically what is gonna happen if you try to edit a lead record from a normal screen and save it. Validation rule will always check, okay, is first name not empty? Okay, then give the error message. Now how we are gonna handle this situation? So let's try to use our flow now. So click on update lead via flow. I am saying I know it's gonna error, and go on next screen, and you will see an error message saying okay, unhandled fault has occurred in the flow. Now this experience is not very good for customer, so how can we change this message for the customer? So that's what I want to show here. So go back here, let's create a new screen and saying screen name may be error message. Now drag a new field here, display text saying error message, saying duplicate name, so maybe error occurred in flow, please contact system administrator with this error message. And we have a global constant, sorry, system and global variable for flow, and in flow we have a fault message, so we will get exact fault message to customer. And we are already saying that once this operation is done, go back on screen. So that is a normal flow, but if you try to drag one more connection, it would be automatically considered as a fault. So if I try to connect this record update with second screen will always become fault screen. So let's try back again. Let's try to update this record via flow. and enter test name here, and that's it. So error message says update failed, and this is the error message. So it would be all very helpful for you to debug the screen. Of course, you can change this error message, you can get only this message or something like that. So that's how powerful this flow is. And thanks for watching. If you have any comment, any feedback, please post below this video. If you like this, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching this.